It started back about 10 years ago, or more than that actually, when I first retired and I met Linda, who lives here, of course. She's a publisher. And we decided we would like to do something on the commercial side. We didn't do anything, of course, for a couple of years, but then we decided to join this mall, and I think it must have been March 2021. Of course, COVID struck, and so we closed down. And I had to go back to Singapore. I finally came back at the end of COVID in June 2023. It was then that we decided that really we didn't want to just be a bookshop. We needed to do more than that. And we have some very old books, and we decided that, well, we should try and create a museum, a role of how pictures and words come together to create a story. This was first published in 1935, and it's all about rice in Kedah and the habits and the way they grew rice and the background to the problems they had and the pleasures they had. This is a nursery rhymes, English nursery rhymes translated into Malay in the 1930s, and beautiful pictures of life as it was in those days. So that would have been you, that would have been your maid back then in 1939. So we thought, now we also have some very good artists, and we're reproducing it like we've got these. So now we've got something from the 1900s, early 1900s, and we have picture books, as you can see, all the way through here, right up to today. So we thought, well, we have a message, we have something to say to people. So that's how it started. Well, they come to us more or less. But we do have a few. Obviously yourself, unfortunately, is dead. We have another one, very well-known artist, illustrator, called Amila Yusuf. She wrote a lot of books about a little girl called Dina, and beautiful little books, very few words, a lot of nice pictures about a little girl in a mother's garden, a little girl in a mother's kitchen, a little girl doing artwork and things like that. You see this guy about under the water, under the sea, about turtles and the fish. All the illustrations are done in batik. Here you are, there he is. There are a lot of very good artists in Malaysia, and here's another one, for instance. See her artwork? Very few words, but the pictures and words together create a real message. And we even have this Japanese lady wrote them. She lived in Sandakan, so she wrote the book, and another Japanese lady who actually lives here, is married to a Malay gentleman, created the illustrations. So it's not difficult to find top-class artists and also authors. It's important because that's how people lived in those days. This is how their huts they lived in. But girls didn't go to school in those days. Here we are. She had to go home to prepare the dishes. Grandma had to go up, catch fish for the party tonight because it's the beginning of the rice planting. So picture books take you back in what it was like in the past. Picture books provide you with a simple view of what's happening today, in the past, way in the past, you see. So that's why they're so important. It's just not for entertainment, which is very important, of course. It's also, we preserve them for a glimpse of what happened. Well, it's difficult to say, isn't it, really? But we hope that by the work that we do, that people will become to love and understand and recognize the importance of art and words together.